Congratulations to the Lake County Captains who've advanced to the Midwest League playoffs in their first year in the new league. If you want to see the Captains playoff run, you can do so. Go to the Classic Park box office or log on to their website, captainsbaseball.com. And welcome back to Indians Minor League Magazine, our final show of the year where we're going over the best players we think, the best prospects at each position in the minor leagues. Ross, time now to move to the outfield, and a kid we've been talking about now all 3 years that we've had this show, and that's Nick Weglars. He's our top prospect in the outfield. Really a kid that's got a lot of power. He can hit for average, a decent defender as well, I guess. But Nick Weglars looks like a pretty good one.
He just keeps doing it every year, year in and year out. He'll have a couple of weeks where there's not a ton of production, and then he just goes off. His power and discipline, the combination of those two things, I believe the pedigree, his experiences in international baseball has really helped him expedite some things. Still very young and really has a chance to be a major league star, not just a major league contributor. And the defense is impressive. Not the fastest individual, but can make every play, can throw a guy out at home, and it really has developed.
Well, Ross, you've got some of the other kids in the organization too that have speed, like Carrera and Greenwell and Sid. And these guys, when they get on the base pass, they're very dangerous. They don't have the power right now, but these kids are something special to look at. And, go in a little bit more about what you expect from these three guys.
Yeah, I mean, really, you could. Each of them have different attributes and different limitations. Delvey Sid stealing over 70 bases this year. That's if he gets on base, will definitely be a major league player, and that's the question for him. If he can develop a more consistent approach. He was a switch hitter and was really off to a really slow start. We took away the left-handed side per his request and wishes, and he really flourished hitting right-handed only. So maybe that's something that's helped him. And Bo Greenwell will have to be a complete player. He'll have to do it all. He'll have to play defense, steal bases, have good instincts, get on base, and have some power. So we're looking for different things, and Ezequiel Carrera has been one of the best on-base guys in the game, and a very special defensive player. So different points in their careers, we really are looking for different things for each one of them.
Good stuff there, Ross. And now let's go behind the plate. You've talked about the outfield and infield now, but behind the plate, it was easy last year to just pencil in Carlos Santana, one of the best prospects in all of baseball. But for this year, we've gone down to Class A in Kinston's Chun Chen, who has just been a hitting machine and an undrafted free agent too, Ross, but his development has been very impressive.
Really has. He's always shown the ability to hit, and came over here with a high leg kick that you can see in this video, and a little extra hand movement that he's eliminated that's helped him shorten up to the ball and become much more consistent off a little bit better pitching. So obviously with a 900 OPS in Kinston and some home runs and doubles in Lake County, at the catching position, that's special, and a really impressive human being that has handled the transition to the United States very well.
Well, at the catcher level, you really don't have a lot of depth right now. You guys go out and you draft a kid this year from the Cleveland area, and somebody very promising, has a very strong arm. But when you look at players like this that have to call a game, have to hit, you already have Carlos Santana, you have Chun Chen coming up. These three kids right here, in Roberto Perez, Diego Seastrunk, and Alex Levinsky, one of these guys is going to be something special. Hopefully it can be all three of them. What do you take out of that?
Yeah, really we feel great about our catching. We feel better about it than we did a year ago with the development of Roberto Perez and Chun Chen. Those two guys, we had some questions on, and they've taken a lot of the questions away. And then you take Alex Levinsky and add him to that mix, and it's exciting. What he's already impressed upon us, and the fact that it's important to him to be a Cleveland Indian, that he's a local player, that's exciting for us, and that's exciting to work with, especially in today's game. It's less common. And Diego Seastrunk out of Rice is a special catch-throw player, so all of a sudden we feel pretty good about our catching depth.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you move to the bullpen, Ross, there's one kid that really came on this year. We knew he had ability, but I don't think this is even close. Corey Burns, and the number of saves he's been able to amass, 42, which was second in the entire minor leagues. He started the year in Lake County, goes up to Kinston, does even better there at High A. This kid just seems to have everything you want for a guy at the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, he really has had a great year. Had we had the spots in Double-A, we would have created one for him. And he really dominated those two levels and took that team over the top. He really was integral in pushing them into the playoffs. They just actually had a combined no-hitter he was a part of 2 days ago. So unbelievable competitor with well above average breaking ball, a very good changeup, has an unorthodox delivery that I think creates some deception, but he really is fun to watch.
Well, Ross, the relievers, you know that's the biggest turnover in the big leagues year in and year out, and you're starting to get some depth now. Bullpen-wise, you look at some of these kids, Josh Judy, who has a major league arm right now, Vinny Pastano has a major league arm, and even Nick Hagedorn, who's pretty close. I mean, he's going to be there in the next couple of years, hopefully. These kids are something special, especially at the back end of the bullpen. How big is it for these guys to really compete at that level?
Yeah, and we don't have Bryce Stoll up there. You know, those four arms, you guys got them. You add Bryce Stoll to that mix, it's really an impressive group. They've all had very solid years. I think Vinny Pastano probably the best of the bunch as far as their year this year, but great stories in Vinny Pastano and Bryce Stoll just doing it. They just went out there. They took not only the challenges of getting hitters out, but developing strength within their shoulders that helps them return quicker, strength around their elbow, and working at their core routines to make sure that on August 31st and September 5th they're as strong. And Vinny Pastano was up to 96 miles an hour yesterday. So, you know, the strikeouts are there, the walks aren't, the hits aren't. All three of those guys will see the major leagues for sure. And you know, Nick Hagedorn has had not as good of a year, but he's coming off Tommy John surgery, and that to be expected. I think the command is usually the last thing to come, as you guys saw in Jake Westbrook, and you know personally from your experiences in baseball. So it's you know, Nick is, you know, he's been up to 99 miles an hour. He's left-handed, powerful, athletic, and
right.
He's going to be okay.
Yeah. All right, some good stuff here. We still have more to give you on the show as we take a look at the top prospects in the Indian system here from 2010. Up next, we'll look at some of the starters, from fireballing strikeout masters to lefties that master the strike zone. The Indians are pitching rich. We'll break down the top prospects as Indians Minor League Magazine rocks on right here on STO.
Working arm aspect. Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up.